It was a great weekend for West Ham and a not so great weekend for Tottenham Hotspur, who have finally, with 6 games to go, dropped into the bottom 3. Nottingham Forest dropped points, but they're still in a fairly healthy position.
We gained.
Can you wipe that smile off your face? It's actually triggering me.
Wait, hold on, Lawless. We gained a point. What are you talking about?
Well, you gained a point, dropped a point. Well, we gained 2 points on Forest. There you go. And
we gained on Spurs. Who cares about you and
Spurs? Me? So everyone's a winner, baby. De Zerbi's first game. De Zerbi is the first Tottenham Hotspur manager to manage Tottenham Hotspur in the bottom 3 at this stage of the season. Go here with Ben and Siv from WeAreTottenham TV. Good to finally do a show with you lads. And obviously, as ever, Wolfie. We're happy. You guys are not. How are you feeling?
I was just telling you off air, we could have crossed paths so many times on so many different streams, and it had to be the 1 week that Spurs dropped in to the bottom 3. So yeah, very good to meet you, mate. Very good to meet you.
Good to meet you guys. Good timing. But yeah, I mean, that game, I watched the game. I did a hate along for that game.
I bet you did.
Successful, I might add. And going into it, I don't know how confident you were ahead of the Sunderland game. I felt like Sunderland should win that, but there was always a little bit of nerves that I feel like Spurs are going to win at some point. And there was a part of me, it's like, it could be the stars could align for that week. I mean, how did you guys feel with De Zerbi going into that? And how do you feel like after it? You're in the bottom 3.
Yeah, look, I think there was a bit of excitement going into it just because it's a new manager, a decent manager at that. But I think like the excitement just got drained out of it throughout the game. And as the game wore on, I thought the starting lineup was wrong from the get-go. I think a lot of the same problems in terms of team selection that we've seen all season. And the tactics, we didn't really see much of, let's say, what De Zerbi ball. We just saw more of the same, really, than what we've seen.
We saw a minute.
Yeah, we saw 5 minutes at the beginning. We saw 5 minutes at the beginning, but it was just more of the same. And it was just frustration. And it just feels like whatever can go against us is going against us right now. De Zerbi comes in, he talks up Kudus. Kudus is out for the rest of the season. Romero out for the rest of the season in that game. You talk about refereeing decisions going against us. It goes off Van de Ven's backside and loops into the top corner. It's just like everything is going against us right now. And it's just like,
welcome to relegation battles, lads. When you're down there, this is what happens. That's what happens, is it not, Wolfie? When you're down, things go against you.
And then those kind of teams are the one that would complain, saying, "What are you talking about? Everything's fair in the Premier League." So yeah, I'm smiling hearing these tastes of what's normality really outside the Sky Six. So I just
you saying we've been sheltered from this for the whole time in the Premier League. Now we've been hit with reality.
Yeah.
This is what it's really like.
Protecting you, mate, and now he's like, he can't put his name to your team.
I thought when they had that penalty shout, I thought this is it. The fix is in. When he tried to give you a penalty for one of the most ridiculous non-penalties ever, I thought the fix is in here. Thankfully, one time I'm thankful for VAR overturned it because that was egregious. The fact he tried to give that.
Well, I understand that
they were arguing it was a pen, by the way, Lawless, so you know.
The other Sunderland defender slides in and wipes him out. There's 2.
But he wasn't even asking for a pen, though, Moani. He was asked for a corner.
Look, we haven't had a penalty season. Can we not just have one? Even if it's a dodgy one, just give us one penalty. It's ridiculous. We haven't had a penalty all season. The referee, by the way, can we all agree he was an absolute joke? The referee, we can all agree he was horrific. And when you got
Rob Jones,
one neutral or non-Spurs fans saying how bad the referee was, I think that's evidence in itself to say he was horrendous. I mean, how Brian Brobby stayed on that pitch, I will never know. Doing WWE actions on our players and getting away with it, injuring our best defenders for the rest of the season, and no action being taken. The whole thing was ridiculous. But we didn't lose because of the referee. Don't get me wrong. We were terrible. I think. We were on the pod last week and we were talking about who's more likely to stay up, who has the best chance. We were like, look, De Zerbi is the best manager probably out of the 3 of us. He's the best quality manager. It gives us probably the best chance of staying up. But we also said the reality is, as much as he's the best manager, he's got 7 games. It's not a lot of time at all. It's probably too little too late, but he gives us the best chance. And we saw he had 10 days with the team going into Sunderland. And nothing changed. We had 5 minutes at the beginning and nothing changed. So
maybe it'll be 10 minutes this weekend.
Exactly. So we can grow 5 minutes.
Has he hugged Bergvall this week in the training videos or not? Can we just have a Bergvall hug?
No, but he's taken them to a big slap-up meal in Mayfair as a team bonding session. We've had more team bonding meals this calendar year than wins. How bad is that?
Maybe they should try starving them. Just try starving them. You're feeding them too much. Until you win, you're not eating. That's what you need to try.
Wait a meal.
It's not working.
According to the Telegraph, they went to a restaurant in Mayfair where it detailed in the article that main courses cost up to £130. Apparently, they had to put that in the article. So they got treated to a slap-up meal this weekend. Anyway, it's going to get my blood boiling. But yeah, the reality is, it was another defeat, and I think anyone watching the game can see the issues that we've had throughout the whole season were evident on Sunday. We were abject going forward. So as soon as Sunderland scored, all belief drained out of us, and we were all over the place, and we never looked like scoring for most of that game. And it was, I think, the most damning thing is you want a little bit of a bounce when Zerbi comes in. Is he going to get a bit of excitement, a bit of energy into the team? The first game usually gives you a good indication of that. And the fact that we look so abject in his first game, and albeit it is only one game, so I'm not going to go too hard in Zerbi just based on that. But the reality is we only have 6 more games. So he needs to get a reaction immediately. There's no down the line, maybe he'll get it right. He needs to get it right now. And the reality is he didn't on Sunday, and he looked just as bad.
Go on, Wolfie.
I was just going to say, look, as I know, it's quite, and it's probably horrible to say, but I am enjoying this almost, you can hear the tone of fear in Sim's voice.
You're not sorry to say.
I can see both of you. Both of you have the biggest grins, literally from ear to ear.
Yeah, because all these things that we've been complaining about for years about, you guys are talking about it in a little snapshot of one game. You had Rob Jones. Rob Jones is the guy who sent Willy Bolly off against Bournemouth a couple of seasons ago, Nuno's first game, for winning a clean tackle. You know, so we know the history of these refs. But when we complained about Nuno didn't care. Nuno didn't care. All you ever wanted to talk about was your stuff with, or Liverpool fans were complaining when you cheated them. You know, those are the kind of highlight things.
Ever since that decision about the Liverpool one, since that, the ref's been against us. I swear to you.
They've tried to right the wrong, the massive wrong.
Yeah. but the problem is, look, I don't know if you saw last week's show, but I said to these boys, if I gave them a turd and asked them to polish it, they're still going to be left with a turd. Now, giving them 23 turds to De Zerbi isn't going to change anything. So I'm not surprised that you didn't see anything different outside of that magical 2-3 minutes at the start, because your squad's not good enough. Your players are not good enough. And more importantly than that, they don't care about your club. The players don't. I guarantee you half of them have already lined up where they're moving.
Enough not to be in a relegation battle, they are.
Sorry,
but the problem is, though, right, is they're not. You could say they are, but the problem is you're down here. They're not built for a relegation battle.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Now that you're here, they're not the players that are going to scratch and claw and get you out. And the thing is with De Zerbi, when you'd signed him, I had West Ham fans, not all a lot of West Ham fans worried, oh, that's Spurs out of it. I had Spurs fans confident. You know, a lot of other fans, Arsenal fans and other fans go, oh, De Zerbi. I said, the thing is, one, I think he's overrated. I think De Zerbi, if you signed him in the summer, say, with a preseason, all of that, I think that could be a decent appointment.
Yeah,
but it was always going to be an issue of him taking time to get across his ideas, his style of play, doesn't have his players in it, right? The new manager bounce thing, to me, is mostly a myth. And it goes back to, like, back in the day, you'd have, like, a Big Sam or Tony Pulis come in, the team that's struggling, and go right back to basics, you know, flat back forward, defend, let's fix the easy things. Like, De Zerbi's not going to do that. So it's going to be
not the Premier League anymore, is it? The Premier League.
No, exactly. Like, even Nuno, we're like, if we got Nuno now, if we was where you were and we brought in Nuno now, we'd be relegated, because Nuno, it's taken him time, and we're lucky we got him when we did. And look, we're still in trouble, but the problem is for you guys. I think, like you said, it might be too little, too late for De Zerbi. And then it's a case of, does he? If you do go down, is he going to stay? If he stays, then you could build something and maybe try and come back up. If he leaves, then
He's 100% staying, man.
The
What other
thing with
idiots are going to
Zerbi-
pay him 12 million a year, man?
The thing is with Zerbi, he didn't even want to be here right now. He said he only wanted to come if we waited till the end of the season. We had to chuck so much money at him and a big 5-year deal, which I'm sure we didn't want to give him, right, to convince him to come in and as a Hail Mary to keep us up right now, because we were so scared of relegation. So the reality is, I don't think even Zerbi believed he could turn it around at this point. Yeah, he's only here because he knows that the money's too good to turn down, and maybe if he can just about scrape survival at this point, and then we'll be in a better position for it come the summer. But I think the reality, when De Zerbi first looked at this job, I think when we sacked Frank and in preceding weeks up until we hired De Zerbi, he looked at it and said, I'm not taking this over. I don't think I can turn this around. I don't have the time. I don't have the resources. If you stay up, I'll come in the summer. But right now, you're going to have to find a way to do it yourselves because I don't think I can turn the ship around. I'm not risking my reputation. And Tottenham was so desperate, like, okay, just chuck more and more zeros on it. Just put more money. Okay, another stack. No? Okay, another stack. No? Okay, another stack. They just kept, and until they got to a figure where Tom's like, okay, I have to say yes because this is ridiculous. And now we're here. I understand we're all going overboard because we're lost and it's only been one game. So obviously maybe we can, come Brighton, it will turn around and everything will be great. But the evidence is suggesting that this change has come way too late. He's got nowhere near enough time to implement anything that he wants to do. And I struggle to think whether even I know De Zerbi's talking a good game and he has to because, he's trying to give hope to the fans, but the reality is that the reports suggest even he doesn't think we can turn this around.
Yeah, 100%. Can I ask, did Nicky say his Kudus theory last week? Did he tell you his Kudus theory?
Yeah.
What, that he doesn't think he'll stay at Spurs? What?
No, so Nicky's not here, so I want to put it to you guys. Nicky's Kudus theory is obviously, look, first as well, and tell me how big of a loss him not being there is, but Nicky's Kudus theory is that him, when he was supposed to come back, he's faked this second injury, this situation of him having the complication or whatever's kept him out. So the original injury, he believes is real, but this setback, he thinks Kudus is faking it because he's not interested, he's not up for the fight, and he just wants to get out there and he'll be at the World Cup. What do you guys think?
Reportedly he's out of the World Cup, so I guess we'll find out in the summer.
Yeah. And
also, supposed to be out for 3 months.
Yeah, and also they're saying that he's got to have surgery. I mean, I don't think you can fake a surgery.
No, yeah, well, that's it. I mean, that's Nicky's theory, so it's not necessarily mine. Although I'm open to all theories, but like
he put himself under the knife just so he has no part in the rest of the season.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past someone to do that. Yeah.
He did say it on Friday. But how big of a loss is? Look, the thing is, I've said to Kudus, he's good when it's going well. He's not someone that is up for the fight. However, for what you lack, I think he would have been a boost in terms of creativity.
It's an absolutely massive loss to us. I think the stats speak for themselves. Our attacking players speak. We have no wingers. Our only winger available is Tell. And we're trying to pigeonhole Moani out there and Richarlison out there. And it's like we're desperate for a player that can create, a player that can take on a man, a player that can get a ball into the box. And Kudus is what we need right now.
For the whole season, we were saying, and the stats bore out, our only method of attack was Kudus. Yeah. He was our top creator, our top dribbler, our top shooter. I think he was like triple anyone else even near to him in the stats in terms of how many chances he creates, all this kind of stuff. And so it's no surprise to me we haven't won a game since he's been injured. We haven't won one game since.
Wow.
But he was hugging the ball, wasn't he? You could argue he was hugging it. Yeah,
that was the tactics. That's what the tactics were. Give the ball to Kudus. And inshallah,
his end product isn't the best. And he is a selfish player. We used to see it where his head will be down, he'll dribble, smash it into the side net.
Do you know what I find fascinating, boys? I look back to a key game this season, which was West Ham versus Forest when we beat you at your place, Lawless. Mm-hmm. That was at the start of January. Yeah. And
that's when I thought we were relegated.
You were waving the white flag.
Everyone said West Ham were gone at that point.
I think we were like 13 points above him.
Yeah, exactly that.
To that point.
Yeah,
and I think
13 points.
Yeah, and I think Forest beating West Ham is the biggest problem you guys have had this season because that was still in the January transfer window. I'll explain why. That was in the January transfer window. And I think your tight-ass board said, well, we're not getting Europe through the league. We're not getting relegated. There's a 13-point gap. We'll get this Conor Gallagher deal done, and that will do. And I think they came out, didn't they, towards the end and said they couldn't find any decent players and what have you.
They patted themselves on the back for not panicking in the January.
Exactly.
Got injured players coming back, and everything will be fine. It was a bunch of bollocks. Anyway.
And you know, in that January as well, Ademola Lookman pretty much offered himself to Spurs as well. And we said, nah, you're not good enough for this club.
Not good enough, mate. But I think had you been closer to where Forest were and where West Ham at the time, they would have had to put their hands in their pockets to buy more. So I think because of that game, and then subsequently, I think you two played each other a couple of weeks later towards the end of the window.
Yeah.
And then you beat them late, didn't you, from a corner, if I remember rightly? Yeah. That's when I was starting to feel Spurs are in big trouble. They haven't recruited. What they've recruited, I looked through your squad and I could only see Richarlison, really, who's been in a relegation fight, maybe Solanke, Bournemouth in the first season. Outside of that, you look at the West Ham squad, you look at the Forest squad, there's plenty of players who have done this before. And I think that's the key thing. And it's what I said to you boys last week. I said I expected West Ham to beat Wolves. I thought you would draw at best against Sunderland. And I think the interesting thing is now you're into 18th. It can go one of two ways. This weekend for me is huge for Spurs because either the players suddenly have been slapped in the face and realized that this relegation is real. Ben still hasn't, by the way, because I heard him saying post-match he still thinks they get out of it. Not with much chest. But either they get slapped in the face and they realize this is real and they've got to step up to do it, or they accept it. So I think this Brighton game is huge.
But it's not only that, Wolfie. You're looking at the fixtures this weekend. You got Burnley, and West Ham got Crystal Palace, right? Crystal Palace off the back of Europe. That's two very winnable games for West Ham and Nottingham Forest. And if we go and lose to Brighton this weekend, it could very easily be 3 or 5 points.
If it's 5 points, I'm going to say it's over. I'm going to say effectively 5 points with 5 games to go. That's you done, surely.
Well, Lawless, I said the stat to you the other day. It's taken Spurs over 70 days to accumulate 2 points. And there's, I think, 39 days left in the Premier League. How are you gonna? How
can they not be? That's what I want to ask. How can Spurs, out of 3 of us, right? Spurs might not go down, of course, right? There's a chance, but how can Spurs, out of all 3 of us, not be the favourites to go down?
We are now.
So, yeah, you have to.
We are the favourites.
Of course we are. We haven't won a game in 2026. We haven't won a game in 14 games. We've won 2 games into the last 23 Premier League games, right? The stats are horrendous. If you take our last 14 games, it's on par with the Derby team of 2008. Their first 14 games were the same amount of points as our last 14 games. That's how bad we have been. We are literally playing as one, not just a bad Premier League team, the worst Premier League team has ever seen. That's how bad we are right now. And yet we're asking this team to win 3 of the next 6. We haven't won.
I've got a bad feeling, though.
How are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? How is it even logical, or how is it even plausible that Tottenham win 3 of their next 6?
Wolfie was about to cook. Wolfie was about to cook.
I got a bad feeling about this Brighton game because it's one of those games where I think Brighton is second informed team in the league. This would be the kind of dumb game that Spurs decide to suddenly 100%. Randomly turn up, or Brighton.
It's like the Dr. Tottenham Uno reverse card this weekend.
Basically, yeah. So this is why I say if you don't win this game and we beat Burnley, because I think Burnley's our season. If we beat Burnley and we've put like a 5-6 point gap on you, it's done. Then I think you might as well, start booking your trips next season to Derby and Stoke.
Brighton have won 5 of their last 6. It's actually this weekend the most informed team in the league versus the least informed team in the league. That's what it is, statistically.
But one of your last wins was against a former manager's club, wasn't it, when you beat Brentford? So maybe
that was in November, Wolfie. We can't be looking at November is like.
And remember, they had Kudus, who that was the last time they won was with Kudus, and that's the thing. Like, do you know what? I was just thinking about this in like, hindsight and everything, but really and truly, I think you would have been better off sticking with Tudor. And I know it probably not be popular to say, but he got that
holding 3 and 4 every game under Tudor.
No, but you've got the point at Anfield, right? And then us Spurs fans were like, okay, we're starting to see something. Then you got that win against Atletico at home. It was a dead rubber. I did say to Spurs, don't read too much into it.
These two are shameless. They celebrated it.
There you go. You celebrated, right? But you got the win.
You see everything, Wolfie, don't you?
I got minions watching everything.
He's got a hard drive. He's got a hard drive.
It's all well and nice you saying, "Oh, you over celebrate." We haven't won in this year. Give us something. Can't we celebrate one win? The one win we have. We can't celebrate it.
Something to sell. That's what you had. Something, right? And you could have hopefully, because I was sitting there at the start when we're talking. I'm thinking, a win changes everything. Win can change a lot, right? We look back at the QPR win in the cup as a turning point. However, I would say that for Spurs, that okay, if you win, you're going to go and kick on then and win and win and win. But you did get that win against Atletico, and even though you were still knocked out, but you still got the win, and there was positivity, and then nothing changed. So I can't even say that. Well, if Spurs do manage to win this game, that's it. Then they're going to kick on, and then they'll win.
But Lawless, the difference this weekend is they play first. That's the big difference. Yeah. And you, for the first time in weeks, play after everyone else because you're on Monday, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I think this is why I think this weekend is that important. If Spurs win this game, then that puts pressure on Forest against Burnley. I still think we should win that, depending on what happens in our Europa League match. But I think that puts pressure on you, Lawless, if I'm being honest. If you go into Monday with Forest and Spurs having won, would you go ahead of them if you want?
You would. Yeah, we go a point ahead.
Yeah, they have to win. Yeah, draw wouldn't do anything for them.
Really. So if Forest and Spurs win this weekend before you've played, that Monday night game is huge. And Selhurst Park isn't easy. I don't know what your record's like there.
They're actually on form, Crystal Palace. They're on good form.
They are on form. The thing is, though, they are officially safe now. Like, they are safe. There's no.
They'll get their 12th position that D will celebrate.
They've got their go-to default position. So my mindset is, my hope. This is hope, and my logic and reasoning is that okay, they're in Conference League. The players are going to start to have their mind on Europe. They're getting closer to that final. There's not going to be the same maybe level of intensity. We need it more. We want it more. So we're playing against a team with essentially nothing to play for. Brighton are playing for Europe. Burnley, are they officially relegated?
As good as. They're 10 points off.
I think it's 10, yeah.
But yeah, Burnley, I mean, there's no reason.
I can't even remember if they've won a game in the last... No, they must be pushing Spurs.
But Brighton can get Europe. They've got. I
think we've got about 30, 40 days on them.
Seriously, have a quick look.
That's insane. Like, you have to win more games. What'd you say? 2 wins in 14. You have to win more in 14, more in 6 than you have in 14.
No, 0 in 14.
0 in 14. We've 2
0. Is that what you said? When's the last time?
2 wins in 23. 2
wins
in 23. No. The last time we won was 28th of December away at Palace. That's the last time we won.
2 wins. Okay, well there you go.
Before that,
Burnley have won more recently, boys. Burnley beat Crystal Palace on the 11th of Feb.
Guys, it's 107 days since Tottenham last won a game.
There we go.
We literally had our 100-day anniversary the other day.
Something has got to give at some point, please. It's got to give at some point. We've got to just have something to go our way. Just one weekend.
In terms of there's 6 games left, that's the thing. So you could win this game, right? But all the fixtures, you've got to go to the bridge, right, as they call it.
Second last game, that is.
Wait, yeah, that's huge.
That's the confirmation game.
Let's say you win this game, right? And there's 5 games left. What you on? You're on 30 points, right?
Yeah.
So what are we thinking? We thinking 40 points, 39, survival?
I think 38, 39.
38.
So it never gets to that. It never gets to that.
But West Ham win 2. I think it's going to be a lot higher this year, Wolfie, than it has been. If West Ham will get 2 wins, that's 38 already. So if they get 2 wins in a draw or a couple of draws, all of a sudden you do have to get 40 points.
But where are these 2 West Ham wins coming from? West Ham have got hard fixtures.
They do, but they're playing well. They're playing well at the moment.
I don't think they were that good against Wolves. I thought Wolves for the first 15 minutes were unlucky, and then West Ham kind of ground it out.
Yeah, but Wolfie, it finished 4-0.
Yeah, a game is 90 minutes, Wolfie. It's 90 minutes a game.
But you would agree Wolves started way better than West Ham. You were really slow out the box.
They did. Yeah, but it's no team is brilliant for the whole 90 minutes.
I didn't say you were shit for 90 minutes, bro. I'm saying in that instance where you were going into that game, knowing that you can put Spurs and get yourselves out the bottom 3. I was very surprised with the way you started the game at home. I thought you were very, very slow and lazy.
They won 4-0.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, let the people who've won games talk, man. I know you're looking at 4-0 enviously there, but do you get what I'm saying? Look, I'm not saying you played bad. I thought Somerville made a difference, being back and everything. But honestly, man, you got to keep him wrapped up in cotton wool.
Well, yeah, he was just come back, so he's obviously going to be a bit rusty. No, I wasn't happy with how we started, but I'm not going to judge like the team on that. Okay, maybe on a different day, Wolves finish some of their chances and we lose the game. You know, that could be different. But I do think when I look at the fixtures, say Palace, so we've got Palace, Everton at home, Brentford away, Arsenal at home. That will be the game we randomly get a win. We seem to get something against these lot when they're going for a title. Newcastle away, who are awful at the moment, and Leeds at home. So say I'm thinking Leeds at home, right? I'm thinking Leeds will be safe by then. Leeds are out of it, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. That Man United game was a kick in the teeth.
You know, last pod we were talking, everyone was saying, "Oh, maybe Leeds is zone one."
No, you lot was saying. I told you their fixtures were easy.
And then, but you didn't say they're going to beat United.
We didn't talk about their game.
We did. We were kind of saying. Like,
no, I said you can't count Leeds in because their fixtures are the easiest of the bunch.
Yeah. A lot of people thought they was going to be the ones to go down, and Nicky's been saying it for ages.
Nicky and these boys were saying Leeds last week.
Yeah, where are these 2 West Ham wins coming from?
Leeds, right? Leeds, last game of the season. I think if I have to say like ones that I could say we can win, potentially Newcastle.
Newcastle away.
But wait, Newcastle are really bad at the moment, like really bad. Maybe Everton at home. I know Everton are in really good form at the moment.
They're good away from home. They're
the 4th best away team in the league.
Yeah.
Well, they might lose a couple of away games until then, and they might be like the 12th best or something.
I think Leeds is your best chance.
I think they can beat Everton.
It's possible at home. Like right now, our home
West Ham are beating
really
Everton.
Good.
I think honestly, Lawless, you're gonna win against Leeds and draw a couple. I think you can probably draw against Palace maybe, and something silly like draw against Arsenal. I think you probably got another 5 points in you, which puts you to 37, which I think is safe. I don't think
37 safe.
Yeah, it doesn't go to 40. It's very. I think you went down. Were you one of the last teams to go down over 40 or something?
I think it was.
Yeah, it's like look at last season. It was 25. The season before it was lower 30s.
Yeah, but Wolfie, usually at this point in the season, the team in 18th doesn't have 30 points.
No. If you look at it, someone will fall away heavily. And you don't want that to be your team.
On current trajectory, 31 points is going to be safe. That's the reality.
This is what I'm saying. It will get to the stage where it stretches a little. If Forest beat, who we got again? Burnley. That puts us on 36. I think Forest are a point off safety. I don't think you can get 7 points, as in Sim and Ben.
It depends, Wolfie. If Spurs magically somehow get a win this weekend, then it's a point won't be enough.
4. Again,
it won't be enough because
without shaming you boys up, how long has it taken you to get your last 7 points?
Yeah, that's fine. But Vítor Pereira's only had 1 Premier League win, and that was against us. So I mean, you haven't shown an ability.
Doesn't count. That doesn't count.
That hasn't shown an ability to beat anyone else.
We're undefeated in 4 in the league. This is the difference between the top and the bottom, and I'm sure Lawless will agree. Draws are big. Draws are big in a relegation battle.
We went to
just
Anfield
keep that momentum ticking over and going.
We got a point against Man City.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look,
but you do that. That's normal for you lot. That's just a given. Like you get points.
3 of us got a point against Man City.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So look, I think 36 is the cutoff. 37 keeps you safe.
Looking at
that's quite high.
Looking at Forest's fixtures after Burnley, where are your points coming from?
I just need a draw here and there.
Just a draw. So Burnley's your last win. Is that what you're saying?
Burnley, and we'll scumbag like a win against, I don't know, United. We have to beat Bournemouth. We have to beat Bournemouth because that would be so fitting. There are bogey
Only
teams.
Iraola's last game. He's going to go out with a bang.
And that's our bogey team. So we owe them that. We ain't beat him for like 10 years.
Okay, so you're predicting a win against your bogey.
If you're in a final, you're resting everyone, aren't you, for that game?
Yeah, but I think before then, I'm trying to think. After we got Newcastle, we'll probably draw. I think that's at home. Probably get a draw with Newcastle. But if our season solely depends on this Burnley game. We have to win this game.
If you don't win it, Wolfie, how are you talking to us after that?
How am I talking to you? I'll just
are you having this much chest and confidence?
Spurs are not getting any points, like a couple of draws here and there. I honestly, I just don't think this Spurs team cares. I don't. Yeah. And I don't, you guys all know it better than me. You've watched every minute of every game, but I just, because you played the same time as us last week, I was watching your highlights and there was no real massive chances outside those couple at the start, and then a shot at the end. Was it from
no real chances apart from the chances we had?
No, I'm just saying there were half chances. There were half chances. There wasn't an ooh or an ah moment. And
a Porro shot
working
his ass off, was he?
If you look at it, you were 1-0 down, and from the highlights again, I stand to be corrected. But I didn't see a barrage of pushing for a win or anything like that.
You're right.
And that surprises me in a sense, but it also says that this team isn't fighting.
I don't think it's about caring enough. I think it's about the confidence levels. I really believe that. And I think we just need something just to go our way. If it doesn't go our way, then we're going to resign ourselves to relegation and we'll be going down. We just need one game where we just have a bit of luck, have a bit of grit and just get out of it. One game.
When do you wave the white flag? I'm so interested in this answer.
If we go 5 points behind this weekend, probably then.
No, for me, it's even if we go 5 points behind, I'm not. But if we don't win that Wolves game, then the following week, then it's over. If we go away to Wolves and don't win, while
these next 2 games behind, are humongous.
It's
Wolves
done.
At home, I know we put 4 past them at our ground, but at home they've been decent. Even going into our game,
I'm not saying they're a bad team, but the reality is they're bottom of the league. They're already relegated, and if you can't win that game in these circumstances, then it's done.
I completely agree. I 100% agree. But that is going to be difficult.
It will be.
But this is what I've said, because this is what I've said on our channel, right, to Nicky, to the other guys when they was sort of like Nicky was doing the positive gimmick and all that. I said, listen, you can sit there and say, it's true. It's like, oh, it's okay. We lost to that team because they're a really good team, and we lost to that team because they're a better. I said everyone's a better team than us right now. But you're in a relegation, you have to be better. It don't care. Yeah. You don't matter like who's better. It don't matter that Brighton's better than Spurs. It don't matter that Wolves are better at the moment on form. It don't matter. You have to win. Better or not, there's no excuses not to win because you're fighting for your lives. And that's what it comes down to.
And the other issue, Lawless, I think every team fancies playing Spurs and feels like we can get a win here. And it's just a little 100%. Extra 5% motivation for a team. So if a team's coming in form, they're going in there feeling confident. If a team's going into it out of form, they're thinking this is a good chance for us to turn our form around.
Because they all do. Every team. Well, you did.
It works for us, yeah.
West Ham, literally, their form started beating us. You haven't won a home game, Wolfie, since beating Spurs. That you haven't won a home game since beating Tottenham.
Yeah, we don't.
Their only Premier League win has been against us.
And your only Premier League home win has been against Spurs.
So you better take the bass out your voice when you're talking about Burnley at home. You better relax.
Bro, I've said quite clearly this is our season definer. It's fucking Burnley, man. Seriously, but
Bournemouth went on a 12-game winless streak, beat Tottenham, and now they're on a 12-game unbeaten streak. Like every team turns it around against Tottenham. It's crazy.
By the way, Scott Parker, he's ex-West Ham and Spurs, so you better be careful, Wolfie.
Sunderland just went on 4 home losses in a row, and then they played us and won. Another one who turned it around. Like every game, someone's turning something around.
With everything you've just said, why do you think you're staying up?
Who said I believe we're staying up?
I can still the lights aren't completely out in your eyes, man. I can still see.
I've accepted the reality that the vast likelihood is we are going down. That is the reality. I can't sit here and say anything different. Everything you look at, all the evidence, all logic suggests Tottenham are going down. And I talk to other fans, or people come up to me and like, yeah, you'll be fine. Tottenham will be fine. You'll get out of it. Even I hear pundits like Gary Neville the other day, Roy Keane, like they were like say how bad Tottenham are, and then at the end they go, yeah, but they'll probably be fine. Like, why does anyone believe that? Why does anyone believe Tottenham will be fine and we're gonna get out of it? We're not.
Sky 6 bias.
Well, yeah, it is.
Look. The reality is all logic and all form suggests Spurs are going down. That's what it suggests right now. We're the worst team out of us 3. I think Leeds are out of it. But football's not always so
Look,
logical.
the reality is, right now, the surprising thing would be if Tottenham stay up. That is the truth.
Yeah,
It
That
is
the
the
fact of the
truth.
matter.
it would be a shock.
The
It'd be a
the
shock
only
if we
thing
stay
is,
up.
I just don't think there's enough points left. Like, I'm looking at it around.
There is
I
enough
think,
points left. There
no,
is.
no, as in achievable
Factually, there
points.
is.
There's more
Achievable.
than enough points left.
No, achievable points. I think Forest get 4 to max 5 more points. That puts us on, what, we know, 37, 38,
Yeah, we
something
need 3 wins. We need 3
Yeah,
wins.
I can't see 3 wins for you. I think West Ham get another 4, maybe 5. I think we'll probably end up matching each other. West Ham and Forest will roughly finish on the same. I can't see where your wins are. That's the thing.
I did a Premier League predictor after the game, after the Leeds game on Monday night. I was stressing out, had to do something. I did this Premier League predictor, all games till the end of the season. I had Forest finishing on 38, West Ham and Spurs both finishing on 37.
So you had West Ham going down?
Yeah, on goal difference.
See, the
Lawless,
thing is,
I swear to God, if that happens and you keep them up on goal difference, I will never speak to you
we're
again.
closing the gap on the goal difference, though. We are closing the gap
Yeah.
on the goal difference because we are now minus 17. That win against Wolves massive help. Spurs are minus 11 and Forest are minus 12. So we closed the gap on points to Spurs, who were like 11 to 14 points ahead of us. Now we close that goal difference gap. And the thing is, the case I can make for West Ham, apart from us being the most informed team in this whole relegation battle.
You've been the most informed team since the start of the season, according to you, man.
But no, in the last, I think it was like the last 11. We are the 5th most informed team in this Premier League. So let's just have that straight. But touch wood.
Since when?
You're the 11th, but anyway.
In the last what? In the last
In the last 5, you're the 11th.
Okay, last 5. We're not doing last 5. We're doing like last 11 or something like that. We'll do that.
Ever since you beat Spurs, essentially.
Since we beat Spurs, we're the 5th most informed team. I think that's where you count it from, isn't it? Since beating Spurs.
I think everyone does. Everyone counts all their form since we beat Tottenham.
Hey, we're undefeated since we played Spurs, so I hear it.
That's it. So everyone kicks, but touch wood, we have our entire team fit. Like Spurs are riddled with injuries. Nowhere near got their players. We have right now, touch wood, our best players available now. When we turned our form around at the start of the season, we changed to a 4-4-2. We had Pablo and Tati up top, Somerville on the left. We lost Somerville, we lost Pablo for a time, so our form dipped slightly and we wasn't able to play that way. That Wolves game was the first time we was able to go back to that. And we saw the benefits of it. We scored 4 goals because our goals, we improved our defense, but our goals started to leak up. Now we've got that back. We've got that scoring power. So that's why I'm confident with the players we have available, with the formation we're able to play, that we're going to score enough goals and get enough wins. Whereas Spurs are massively depleted.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. I remember when I was talking about West Ham on our channel, when I said Somerville being out, I think you've looked completely flat and you haven't looked the same threat without him. But at least when he's back, when you've had that dual threat of Somerville and Bowen with Tati up front, you've actually looked really dangerous and really good. You have someone you could come in and kind of rely on. We don't have anyone that we can rely on who's coming back. We all thought it was going to be Kudus and he's out. So right now, as much as we can hope maybe somebody gets injured and then you turn flat again, but we have no one coming back for us who's going to give us that power at the moment. And that is a major issue.
James Maddison's back in full training.
Yeah, that's true. Off the back of an ACL.
But how long is it going to take him to get to match fitness?
That's a big question.
No. Lawless, the question is how long before he gets injured again? Is what you want to be asking.
6 games time, hopefully.
Oh my God, it is crazy. I mean, are you guys worried about the prospect of what relegation means for Spurs?
I think it will be detrimental, absolutely detrimental. I don't think we come straight back up. I really don't. There's going to be a fire sale. I think financially, I think we're going to be completely in the gutter if we go down as well. I genuinely don't think we come straight back up. We can't go down. I'm just refusing. I'm refusing to believe it. I have a few dips here and there, but I am refusing to believe that Spurs are going down. I just thought something is going to come from somewhere.
There's just some angel is gonna come.
Yeah, it's just going to swoop down and give us our points. Something is going to.
If you go down, right, Wolfie may be able to remember this far back to remember when Forest first went down. But when you go down as a Premier League big team, you're everyone's cup final that week.
Yeah,
correct.
Every
especially in the
team that
stadium
plays
as
you,
well.
yeah, with the stadium as well. Like when we went down, but every team like raised their game against us and played, and
But
that's why
that
we had to go through the
fades.
playoffs.
The longer you get stuck in that championship, it starts to fade. I just think, you know what I love about this, Lawless, man? The humbleness that the boys have got now. Because I remember when Forest played. When did we play you the first time this season? It was back
December.
in. Is it December? Yeah, and they both had their chest
You know what,
out.
Wolfie? I really pray Nottingham Forest go down.
And I was warning them.
I really pray Nottingham Forest go down. Even West Ham, as much as I hate West Ham, I really pray Nottingham Forest go down.
But you guys wouldn't listen to my warnings. I had Ben telling me he wanted to put a bet that Spurs would finish above Forest and all this. And I said to them, Thomas Frank, you lot will want him out by Feb. Gone is Thomas Frank. And then after the game, I was like, Spurs are getting relegated. They're the worst team I've seen play all season. And it's just been nosediving away. And it wasn't just me that warned you. It was Marinakis in the summer when he refused to let Gibbs White go to Spurs. Gibbs White must be thanking Marinakis every day.
What he does? I think he says a bunch of stuff just to piss us off, right? He says like when everything's been going on this season, like with Gibbs White, with the whole Marinakis, with every time he predicts a massive Forest win, right? I don't think he believes it. He just says it to piss us off, and then it actually happens. Every time it actually happens, and just by luck, his predictions come right, and then he can come on these streams and give it all the biggest.
I said to you guys last week, you will come into this
in
week in the bottom 3. Yeah, and here you are. You guys don't even know my predictions. Like,
Wolfie, I guess the silver lining here is, Wolfie, that you said Spurs could win this weekend.
I've got a bad feeling about this weekend.
That's right. He's right.
Would Spurs be above Forest right now if they'd got Gibbs White? Would they be in the bottom 3?
No, our problem hasn't been, in my opinion, obviously the personnel's not great, but it's been mainly tactical why we're in the position that we're in. Thomas Frank didn't know how to get anything out of the players. Igor Tudor was just a disaster, and that's why we're here. I don't think it's because of the personnel.
Do you know how funny it is that Spurs finally win a trophy and the following season they potentially get relegated?
Well, can we all agree? Andrew's right. Season 3 is definitely better than season 2.
Season 3. Oh my gosh. I feel so bad. I feel bad for you guys. How am I feeling bad? Like, I feel bad.
We did warn him, man. Me and you talking about Spurs is not a good combo, man.
We don't want your West Ham pity. We don't want it.
So, like, looking then, if you was to predict this fixture, I mean, we'll start with Spurs. Predicting that game, like realistic, like honest. I mean, there's always a head and a heart prediction, right? What are you feeling for the Brighton game?
I think in theory, I think there's 2 ways of looking at it. In theory, the Zerbi ball up against a team who's going to come out and attack us could suit us a bit more, leave a bit of space, whatever. The problem is we've got no attackers to exploit that space. So what's probably going to happen is they're going to come and attack us, put us under pressure, and we're going to get penned in because we're going to have no outball.
Like a pack of cards.
And I do think we're going to lose, unfortunately. I think Brighton are the form team in the league. They're playing with a real confidence at the moment. They're actually got something to play for. They're 2 points behind Chelsea, I can see, in 9th. And they're all talking about 6 cup finals, the hunt for Europe. They're really like up for this game. And Tottenham, the pressure's on. We haven't won a home game since November. We've won 2 home games all season. We had a parade last time we played at home, and it seemed to have a detrimental effect on the team. They cancelled the parade this weekend, by the way.
I was about to ask
that.
Do you remember Tobes Lawless saying he wants one before every game?
They cancelled it. They bottled it.
Zerbi personally cancelled it himself.
No, legit. Wow. There was a parade scheduled.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Why did he cancel it?
Seriously. Zerbi said he wants the players in earlier than usual, and they're all going to come in their own cars.
I can't. Legit, there was a parade.
Yeah.
Because that's what Everton
parade.
did.
It was just a support.
Yeah, the bus wankers thing
parade.
again.
I guess what else can you call it?
Welcoming in the team bus.
Bus. Yeah, that's what Everton did. They had the flares and that. And the funny thing is, they had Richarlison, and Richarlison kind of kept Everton up really off his back. But he's just, useless. He's all bark, no bite. He's just energetic, gets up there, just awful in the final
third. The thing is with Richarlison, he's a 1 in 4 player. He'll score one, but then he'll do shit for the next 3 chances. That's reality. And then
so he's due a goal this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't scored for a few games, so maybe this
time.
But look, in
terms, 4-1 Brighton.
I just think I can't see us like. If I think we're going to try going toe to toe with Brighton, and they're playing better football than us right now. I struggle to see how we overcome them and we confidently will even scrape a win against them. Because I think if we try and play pragmatically, we're not good enough defensively to hold them out. If we try to go toe to toe with them, they're going to out-football us because they're a really good footballing side. So, and they're on form. It's like when teams like Brighton are on form, they're really hard to play against because they actually do play really good football and they do have some really good players. So I can't see anything about Brighton win. I really can't.
I'm going with Wolfie. I think there's just something in it this weekend with Brighton on the form that they're on, Spurs on the form that they're on. Law of averages. Come on, law of averages.
Let's just do that.
Let's do the law of averages. Like, seriously, Spurs have got to get something at some point.
We've been saying that for a long time now.
I know, but at some point, it's still got to come. It's still
we'll
got to
say
come.
Last game of the season. That's when you'll get it. Like, the thing is,
or
like,
the first day of next season.
You
so
said,
saying a win, Ben?
What's that?
I don't know what I'm saying, Wolfie. I really don't know what I'm saying, but fuck it. We're going to win this weekend.
At this point, we got to start looking at how many points will keep us up if City get a points deduction. And right now, I still think we're going down, even if they.
I think you need to be more worried about Burnley catching you than you getting out.
Oh my god! Yeah, remember when they finished third in the 2-horse race? They'll just do that in reverse.
Yeah, that was never a 2-horse race. That was just media.
You should be backing Forest this weekend. You know what I'm saying, man? You need that buffer to Burnley.
It's just the thing is, when you guys were just saying about your defense, right? Is shoddy defense. Like, you haven't really got the goals in the team.
Yeah.
Your defense is suspect. And then I look at us, right? Our defense is a good amount. Disasi's been a great signing for us. Mavropanos is on the form of his life, so our defense is on point.
Mavropanos is scissor kicking. You know, there's something going on there.
But then you look at it. I think our defense is man for man better than West Ham's defense.
Oh, this is what you always do, Ben.
Are you talking on paper?
It is. Just as general players,
on paper, yeah.
But let's take Romero out of it. We can't because he's
out.
Yeah. He's taking himself out.
He probably won't ever play for Spurs again.
I'm taking Danso over Mavropanos.
Right now?
Ben, don't do this, Ben. Don't do this.
I am, though.
You always do this, man. You're taking Danso over Murillo or Milenkovic as well while we're at it.
Forget them two. I'm talking about Mavropanos.
Mavropanos has probably been more consistent than Milenkovic this season, I'd say, under Nuno. Would you agree with that?
He's been unbelievable this season. That's what I'm saying. So when I look at our inform, our defensive, and then Tadebo's been quality, and he's like a backup. So we've got
how's Kilman?
Riches in there. So like,
Would
and then we've
Kilman
got
in?
Kilman. No, Kilman's not.
Kilman?
Kilman can go to Spurs. Like, we'll sell him to Spurs in the summer. They can have Kilman. But and then in attack, we've got Bowen and we've got like Somerville for the goals. So that's what I'm saying. We've got goals and we've got our defense. Forest are very.
Nicky was on last week saying how shocking Bowen's been all season.
I mean, that's an over exaggeration. He hasn't been up to his standards, but he still can pull out. I mean, look, he's smashed the ball, hit the post the other day, done it twice against Leeds. Like, he just needs that goal. But he's still a bigger goal threat than anyone Spurs have got.
100%. 100%.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I look and go, goals win games. We've got goals, but we've also got the personnel to keep the goals out. So that's why I look at us. Where you guys, out of all of us, like Forest have struggled for goals, but they've got a better defense than Spurs right now.
And Chris Wood is back now.
I think you've got a team that suits your tactics. I think you've got defenders who are quite good at defending their box, and then you've got fast attackers on the wings that can exploit space in behind. Whereas I think Tottenham, for the most of the season, I think our defense, Van de Ven, Romero, Porro, and the Doggy, they're much more suited to playing in a team, being more on the front foot, trying to suffocate the opposition with Van de Ven covering the space in behind, Romero being on the front foot, Porro supporting the attack. Yet we haven't been playing that way. We've been playing in a much more pragmatic style. We have to see a bit deeper, where Van de Ven and Romero are not the best box defenders. Porro's not the best defender. And the problem we've got now is all our best attackers are injured, so we're playing this more front-footed. We're going to try, I'm guessing, under Zerbi to play a bit more front-footed, but our attackers aren't good enough to exploit those attacking situations, and we're going to be leaving probably the back door open, trying to play a bit more aggressively. And I wish we were playing Angel for the whole season, but we've been playing this Thomas Frank bullshit kind of way, and I think we don't have the squad that's suitable for that kind of football. And we've got a whole mishmash squad at the moment, so many wrong fits, so many different profiles that aren't suited to the way we want to play, and the whole thing's a mess. I think you definitely look at Forest, you look at West Ham, their squad's very much in line with what they're trying to do, like as a club.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you've said, but I don't agree with what you said about. I don't agree with what you said about West Ham. I don't know if Lawless will rebuttal this or not. I think Nuno defensively has been huge for West Ham. Mavropanos before Nuno wasn't that great. Kilman was dead anyway, still is. Nuno knows how to sort of defense out. If you look at West Ham pre-Nuno...
Just imagine Danso under Nuno, mate.
Well, yeah. I mean, Nuno can make any average defender
but you haven't got Nuno. You've got Zerbi.
Exactly. But if you look at West Ham pre-Nuno, the amount of goals they were conceding from dead balls and corners and everything.
Yeah, because they had Potter trying to attack.
But this is what Nuno sorts out. And I remember saying to Lawless when he first got, give him a little bit of time to sort out your defense, fix it. He'll fix it from the back, and then the goals will come when and if they do. That's the difference with the managers. This is why I think Nuno's the best suited out of all these managers, because to survive in a relegation battle, you've got to have a solid defense. That's more important than the attack. Keep the goals out. If you can get a point, fantastic. If you can scrape 1-0, even better. And I just think exactly what you said there, Sim. My worry for you, and I use those words lightly, is that you're going to try, I think your identity is going to be confused. Are you going to go for De Zerbi football where you're trying to play attacking football like you're in a European race? Or are you going to try and lock up shop, which is what you need to do? Lock that defense up and be organized, and then see if you can get a goal or two that way. I don't know which way you're going to do it, and I'm not sure.
Because they've got the set-piece goals. They've got the second most set-piece goals, I think, in the league behind Arsenal.
But that was under Frank. Most of that was under Frank.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We've still got the same set-piece coach, though.
Yeah, we kept the set-piece coach on.
So I don't know why you don't try and just do an Arsenal and just kick the ball at defenders.
Well, they've dried up for Arsenal now, haven't they? So.
You know what I mean?
They've dried up for us as well.
Try and play
more fun than there, mate.
These defenders aren't suited to dealing with 30 crosses a game and heading them all out and making sure that we're not conceding any chances. They're just not suited to that. They need to be playing a lot higher up, engaging and suffocating the opposition. That's what they were at their best under Ange when we were doing that. And actually, I know Ange gets a bad rap for defensively and everything, but there were periods where, if you look at the first, I think, 12 games of last season, and in even the first 10 games of the season before, our defense was actually really good. Not because we were really good defensively, but we just didn't give up many chances because we were just constantly on the ball, constantly suffocating the opposition. That's what the defenders were really good. And obviously when these defenders got injured and once during the season, we had lots of problems physically. Once that started to deteriorate, we started to concede loads of chances. But I'm just saying, when the team was functioning and when we were playing a lot more aggressively, that's what we weren't conceding many chances. But it's all when that all kind of broke down what's supposed to happen. But I don't think these defenders, like Van der Ven is not a good box defender. If you cross it in, he can be beaten in the air. Like he's not great at picking up his man. He's very good when
recovery.
He's on the halfway line and someone plays the ball in behind and he's out sprinting someone and he can get there first. He's very good at that. And you won't be able to get past him.
Got a lot better at his first half of the season. We're all praising it.
Yeah.
He improved him. He's still not the best. He's still not. I like Van der Ven. I'm just saying he's not the best box defender. He isn't.
Yeah. So what is your actual score prediction then for the Brighton game?
I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Spurs.
What are you saying, Wolfie?
1-1.
1-1.
I'm going to say 2-1 Brighton. I'm going to say 2-1 Brighton, I believe. What about the Forest game, Wolfie? I'm going to start with you. This is big for you, mate. If you don't win that, you need to come on This Is London, and you need to face Deji, like on Sunday, because you've been coming. You got to face
Burnley aren't in London, bro.
But no, don't. No, you show up all the time. You just happy to show up all these times.
I think we win 3-1. Because this is this puts us safe. It puts us a point or so off safety. I'm going 3-1. Cristiano Wadinho, back, fit, former club. It's happening.
Are you resting players? Are you going to rest players tonight, Wolfie, for Sunday?
I don't know with Pereira, man. I feel like Pereira's doing everything he can to get us out of the Europa League, and we still end up winning games and stuff. So I can't judge how he's going to do it. He will definitely, if he doesn't rotate at the start, he will definitely hook players off at some point in the game.
You're saying you're going to prioritize Sunday for sure.
They are. I want the Europa League, man. Give me that Europa League. I want the Champions
Europa
League.
League and go down.
I knew you were going to say that. That's just such a typical lawless question. No, but I can have both. I can win the Europa Leagues and stay up, and have Champions League and get my 3rd star.
I wish Clash won you that Europa League and 3rd star. Leave it out.
How many you got? I mean, are you the one who's going to put a crescent on your badge because you won the conference?
Whoa! I never said that. Listen, that's not me. I don't believe in all these little. Let's put little stars on our shirts just because we won a trophy 50 years ago. Oh yeah, he's a little star, mate. They should be. They should have an expiration date. Actually,
100%.
I think they're expired. I think they're out of date. Those stars. I mean, you should remove them.
When did your one expire then?
He always says, "I've got a European Cup." Have you? That's all he does. Two. Oh, I've got 2. So you're saying
Wolfie was the only guy at the Nottingham Forest Stadium that's still born when you won the European
I actually wasn't born.
Oh, you weren't even born.
weren't even born. But Forest weren't incorporated the day I was born, man. Like, otherwise, like Spurs haven't won a trophy by that the league by that logic, man.
Yeah, by the time probably
61. 61, mate.
61. But yeah, I think I'm going to say 1-0 Forest. They ain't really got the goals. I think it's going to be a nervy one, but I think Forest would just have too much for them. I don't think it's going to be 3-1.
Yeah, I thought 1-0 as well. I think Forest, because it depends. If they go full strength tonight, I reckon there's a chance they could drop points. But if they rest a few players and save them for Sunday, I think they'll win the game. And I think they'll win the game, but it'll be close because Burnley... Burnley haven't been playing badly, albeit they've been losing a lot. They haven't recently. They've actually been giving teams a decent game. And I think Forest are not like the most free-flowing team, opening teams up a lot. Like they're quite a stodgy team in themselves, but I do think they win the game. I think they get a goal, and I think Burnley won't be good enough to get one themselves. So
what's the score going in tonight, Wolfie?
1-1.
1-1. So this is what
balance.
Forest. They can't afford to really rest players tonight.
They rested players out in Portugal, though.
Yeah, and we rested against Midtjylland when we were behind in the leg, and we still won it. He's like, it's weird. It's like it's lined up for us to win it.
By the way, that goal that you got out there, like, what the hell was that?
What a goal, man. Did you see how we pressured?
What the hell was that?
So if you rested players tonight and you went out, surely you're going to be fuming and saying, "Why did we rest players?"
Well, you'll get to see it on my match reaction, mate.
Okay, well, tune in. So what is it? So 1-1. I've said 1-1. Wolfie said 3-1.
Wait, you said 1-0. You're changing this score.
1-0.
I'm going 2-0 Forest. I think it's going to be a routine victory for Forest. I think they're going to rest players tonight, and
this is so nailed on now for them.
Going to be their last win of the season.
Well, let me ask you: Forest win? Are you putting Forest safe?
No. Depends what happens in the other game.
So you've got Leeds safe, who would have been technically on the same points as Forest.
They're going to beat Wolves. They're going to beat Wolves this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, their home game.
If Leeds lose to Wolves, are you putting Leeds back in this then?
Yeah, if they lose to Wolves and we win, they're back in it.
Yeah, if we all win. Yeah. But
because they got West Ham and us to play. So they're back in it if they don't beat Wolves. But if they win Wolves, they beat Wolves, they'll be 9 points clear before we play. So it'll be over.
Are they playing before you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're playing at 3:00.
That's big for them. That's big for Leeds. So
and they then got Burnley as well at home coming up. So they're going to win one of those surely.
Yeah, they've got. I just think we've all predicted Nottingham Forest to beat Burnley. It's so nailed on now for you to lose.
Don't you start. Let's do the West Ham one.
West Ham, right?
You never know. I've seen stranger things happen.
We drew with them away under Ange, so.
Let's see. Should have kept.
And you haven't now won a home game in this calendar year.
It's true. You haven't won one.
Well, technically, we have in Europe.
In the Premier League.
You got to be more specific with your questions.
It's a statement.
Yeah.
It's a statement. Nottingham Forest have not won a home game in the Premier League in this calendar year.
Oh, mate.
At least we've won games.
Well, we've won more than any of you, I believe, this year, right? I would say. We just lost.
Yeah, the problem is, Lawless, you didn't win any last year, man. So
No, I know,
add
yeah,
the two together, man.
Yeah, Graham Potter is truly an awful manager. I think he was linked with the Spurs job at one point. I wish he would have got him. He probably would have went down.
Well, they should have got Dyche. Dyche is the right person for this job right now.
Dyche said he wouldn't have taken the job.
Oh.
He's too good. Just beneath him.
Go, what you saying on West Ham?
West Ham Palace, yeah, big game. Selhurst Park. We've got all the players back. We're coming off a win. Positivity, momentum. Although, yeah, Palace are a good team at Selhurst. So I'm gonna say 1-1. I think we get if we win, it will be huge for us. It will be massive to go from last week to winning all back-to-back wins. So it'd be huge. And I think if say Spurs won and got out the bottom three, and then we won and put them back in the bottom three, I think that would be so demoralizing and undo a lot of that positivity and momentum. Because it'd be like we finally win, but then because that's what was happening to us. Like we would pick up a point, you guys would pick up a point, like we would draw, or you would lose, but we would lose. Like it just had this knock-on effect for ages. So whatever happens with your games, like we have to win. This is massive. But a point, if you guys lose and we get a point on you, I think that's still good. But I can see a point. I'm going to be realistic. I think 1-1 is what I'll go with. What about you guys?
I'm going 1-1 as well. I think Crystal Palace after Europe, I think all season have been horrendous. Albeit, I think the first time ever they got a win after Europe in last week. Mateta's back. I think he's been massive for them in the Europa League, getting a goal and 2 goals to turn it around 2-1 against Newcastle last weekend. But I think West Ham obviously are in good form. So I think it's going to finish 1-1 for me.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to be an open game. Both teams aren't like the most fun-footed teams, and both teams kind of right now are kind of trying to build on like a solid back line. And we know Palace with their back three, they're not going to give Bone and Somerville that space that they like. So it's going to be a lot harder for West Ham. But I think Palace also always do struggle after Europe. So if it was just a free week, I would have gone Palace win, but I'm going 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 was kind of
Friday.
1-1 was my kind of instinct reaction. I think best you can get is a draw, I'd say. Because Palace...
Why have you said that, Wolfie? Why have you said that? Why?
Jinx, the Wolfie jinx.
Ben, like, have you not seen how good my predictions are, man? Like, I think it'll be a draw. And if you lose, D's going to kill you.
No, but I told D, like, for the good of football, what he needs to do. Like, we know. Like, listen, if Palace lose to us, I'll be the biggest Palace cheerleader going into that Conference League, right? If they lose to us. Because I think you haven't got Palace to play, or have you got Palace to play?
No, we don't. No.
Yeah, so you haven't got them. So yeah, listen, if they drop, but they did beat you, didn't they?
They beat them, yeah.
They beat us at Tottenham, and we beat them at Selhurst Park. That's our last win.
We did the laugh along to that one. We did the laugh along.
Yeah, you come on and we did the laugh along. Yeah, get her to the Palace. Yeah, that was hilarious. So yeah, okay. If we all believe that, then say, yeah, so we could gain a point if Spurs lose and we all think that West Ham are going to get a point, and Forest go and get their point. Forest could be essentially out of it, and West Ham 3 points on Spurs isn't still a lot because of goal difference. 1 win for you and a loss for us puts us back in the bottom 3. But I think psychologically, I think that'd be big to just get that extra point on Spurs. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We go above both of them before they play.
Yes, so we got better goal difference than Forest.
Yeah.
By 1.
We win.
By 1.
If we win, we could be 16th Saturday night. All right.
That'd be mad. That would be so Spurs not winning all these games and then just happening to be 16th. Wolfie,
with Brighton with the form that they're on, Spurs with the form that they're on, Zerbi against his old club. Surely something's written to.
Love this. I can't wait for your match preview the day before. You're both going to be all hyped up.
Yeah, let's build them up. Let's build them up. It'll be.
We don't need any help. We don't need any help doing that.
Yeah, honestly, brilliant. So listen, like I said, huge weekend. Let's see what happens, guys. It's lots riding on it. And the one thing is, like now for you guys, you're in this relegation battle for the first, like it kind of was last season, but not real jeopardy to it. You was down there, but there weren't real. Now there's every game feels like the Champions League final in a way. It's huge. It's nerves, excitement. That's the one positivity to it. At the same
and
time,
after every game feels like the end of the world.
I've got a pit in my stomach, literally constantly, man. I've never.
You
felt
guys
like
have been
ever.
losing that Champions League final to Liverpool like every week this year, pretty much. You've been reliving that feeling. It's just the same.
This is worse than that, man. I swear, this is worse than, because at least when you lose a Champions League final, you're like, all right, we got to the Champions League final. Let's go again next season. Still in the Champions League. This is fucking going down to the Championship, man. This is just like.
I gotta say, your boys' match reactions, your match reactions, vlog things. I've been loving them. It's quality. It's like they go in with the hope and they come out back to reality, and it's quite funny to see.
So I heard someone on a podcast, like I think it was an Arsenal podcast, someone sent me a clip saying, I think these boys must be like taking roofies before every game and just forgetting the last game because of how they think they can win before each and every game, and then they just get hit with the reality at the end of the game. It's like,
hey, that's the hope that kills you, eh? That's what they say.
Exactly. That's real. I've been there so many times. West Ham is so crap, but for some reason you get close. When you get closer to the game, this weird delusional belief starts to come in. Like at the start of the season, after the start of the week, you're like, "Oh God, we're going to lose," and then it gets to the day before, and you're like, "You know what? I think this could be our day." And then
this is football, mate. If you don't have belief, you've got absolutely nothing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. But the good thing about rivals is we love it when the rivals have belief, and we can see that their hopes and dreams come crashing down, and it's hilarious. So, lads, listen. It's been an absolute pleasure. I was glad to fill in this week. So thank you so much to all of you. Do check out We Are Tottenham TV. You might be watching it on here already. If you are, do subscribe. But also check out Forest Fan TV. Go and subscribe to Wolfie if you're not watching it, or West Ham Fan TV, wherever you're watching it. Like I said, it's going to be a big one. Next week, going to be back and seeing the fallout. Spurs could be 5 points adrift. West Ham could be in the bottom three, or potentially, I think Forest could drop in the bottom three, which would be.
Think about that, didn't we, Wolfie?
Yeah,
he could be in the bottom three.
We didn't even talk about that possibility. After this weekend,
Spurs could be 16th even.
And Lawless, your hair could grow back this weekend.
I tell you what, Wolfie, if you're in the bottom three, I'm coming on with a wig. I'm coming on and just sitting with a wig, mate. So you better pray. You better pray that. Listen, I want Spurs down there, right? I don't want that to happen. But you just better pray it don't happen, Wolfie.
Don't forget our plan, Lewis. Don't forget.
Yes, we have a plan. Operation Relegate Spurs. Don't worry, I haven't forgot. But listen, thank you for watching.
I knew it. I knew there was a conspiracy.
Yeah. We've been plotting this.
Oh, it's no secret.
I knew it.
It's no secret. We've been doing it for 6 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, we mess each other anytime we lose or win. So what are you doing?
The amount of times I've had to pick him up, like, don't worry, just stick to the plan, trust the process. I've done all that on him, man.
How many referees in that group chat?
Rob Jones is definitely in that group chat, man.
Go watch the Willy Bolly incident and come back to me if you're going to complain about Rob Jones.
There we go. So if you're watching, leave your predictions in the comments below and who you think is going to get relegated.
And also tell us who you prefer, Lawless or Nicky, on this.
We'll put a poll in the comments. Yeah.
Oh God, that's starting our next beef on Friday Night Pint tomorrow night. That's going to be the next row we have. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. I won't do the West Ham Fan TV outros. This is going on everyone else. So we'll see you after the weekend's fixtures. Enjoy, everyone.